Hey guys, so today I thought we'd make a pettiskirt. What you're going to need is nylon chiffon, satin ribbon, non-rolling elastic, and some interfacing. So here I'm going to cut 4 strips by 20 inches by 1.5 inches. I'm using a medium weight interfacing. Then we need to take our satin and we're going to cut off the raw edges and make it a nice even square. Now I'm cutting mine at 9 inches wide. Be really careful when you're cutting satin ribbon because it does fray. Now I fold it in half and I'm measuring 20 inches. So in the end I'll have a 40-inch by 9-inch strip. You can see here what I mean by the fray. So what we're going to do now is take our strips of interfacing and we're going to iron on the edges. This is going to prevent the satin from fraying. So first we're going to press the satin nice, just lightly press it. And then we're going to iron on our interfacing right at the edge. This also helps when you're sewing. It makes the satin fabric, makes it easier to go through the sewing machine. So I like to smooth it on and then press it down. Press it to make sure the bond is fully complete. You make sure you do this on the wrong side of the fabric. You do this for both sides. So now we're going to go to the serger and we're just going to serge the edges to prevent any fraying. You don't want to do interfacing on these ends because it'd make it too bulky when you're folding. So serge both edges. And then we're going to go to our sewing machine. I've attached a ruffler foot. First what we're going to do is take our chiffon roll, put it on a dowel and put it in a bowl. This helps so that it just freely rolls as you're sewing. Make sure the curl side of the chiffon is facing up and the right side of the satin is facing up. And put the satin underneath the ruffler foot and the chiffon through the ruffler foot and make sure it catches the teeth. Then we're just going to sew. I've set my sewing machine to a 3 length stitch. You can play around with this until you find the right amount of ruffle you want. But you're going to just continue sewing down and you're going edge to edge here. And then when you reach the end, just pull it out from the ruffler and cut the thread and cut your chiffon. For the next step, with the right sides up, you're going to put your new edge, which is the chiffon, under the ruffler foot, and your roll of chiffon with rolled side up into the ruffler, making sure it again catches into those little feed dogs. And I continue to use a size 3 stitch here, and I'll go all the way through to the end. You're going to do what you've just done here to the other side of the satin, exactly the same. And then we're going to go to our serger, and just where it meets with the satin, we're going to serge the edges. Then we go to our sewing machine just with our standard foot. You're going to sew the serged edge under the satin to give that finished look. I use my foot as a guide, and I do about a 2 to 3 millimeter seam allowance here. Then we're going to, with a pin, mark the center of the satin and about 1.25 inches down. From the pin, we're going to sew down the satin and the chiffon, joining raw edges together. And we're going to do this twice just to secure our stitching. Then we're going to go back with the ruffler foot, and I like to tighten up my stitch to a 2.5. And we're actually not going raw edges, we're taking the chiffon on the bottom, and then our 3-inch strip of chiffon with the rolled edge up, we're going to go from the middle. And we're going to do that all the way around. It's just going to give a tighter ruffle at the bottom. Then I fold my skirt in half and I line up my serged edges and pin all the way around. Once done pinning all the way around, you're going to go to your sewing machine and do about 1.25 inches seam from the top of the skirt. So here I'm using my sewing machine as my guide, and I'm doing about 1.25 inches seam allowance here from the top. I'm going to go all the way around the skirt. This is going to be my casing for my elastic and my ribbon. And then I remove all the pins once finished. Then I cut an 18-inch strip of elastic and 20-inch strips of ribbon, 2 of the ribbon, 1 of the elastic, and I'm going to attach the ribbon to either side of the elastic. Then I'm going to take the elastic and put a safety pin through and feed it through my skirt. Once it's fed all the way around, cover the elastic within the skirt and tie the ribbon in a knot and a bow. And there you have your adjustable petty skirt. I hope you enjoyed, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this.